Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us at the Conscious Love Network. I am here with Malika and wanted to introduce her to you. Malika, please tell everyone a little bit about you and what you do.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you for having me here. So, yeah, my name is Malika Selami. I am the chanting queen, a vocal frequency healer, an Akashic guide, spiritual musician. Um, I also hold chanting circles, sacred circles, and ceremonies in festivals. I also co-host and I've co-founded a beautiful women's festival in Saskatchewan called Sacred Woman Festival. I'm happy to be here chatting with you about conscious love, but also about um, um, mindfulness and intention. Uh,
Mhm.
as we know, the energy of the planet, the frequency of the planet is getting stronger, and we're all in this kind of whirlwind of expansion together, especially with the energies right now. So I'm always up for a conscientious conversation with like-minded souls. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey? What have you been up to? What took you down this path and
Yes,
what you've been working on?
I guess anxiety and and a lot of trauma, like a lot of us on the path of self-healing, has led me to discover, I like to utilizing really our innate medicines that we have, like the voice. I've always been like an avid chanter, a singer. I sang into bands, into the bars. I've traveled the world with my guitar before I was a mom. And for me, the voice has always been like my soul's purpose on this life. But it's not until I really connected the dots with my voice, my spiritual journey, and the another purpose of mine is to teach and to mentor, that I really understood that this was my soul's highest journey to um and like something that I really needed for my own expansion, for my own healing, was to really connect to this voice and that spiritual pattern. Just one second. Ko, est-ce que tu pourrais laisser Loba sortir, s'il te plaît? Elle a besoin d'aller dehors, elle est en train de pleurer. Sorry. This is life, mommying. I was actually joking earlier. I was doing the dishes with my apron on my dress, and I was like, "Oh, I need to start putting my nice." This is life, right? This is what we
Yeah,
do. This is 2025, and for us.
totally.
Ah, so yes, I started connecting the dot with my spiritual journey and the voice, and how I needed to chant and call upon different guides, different gods and goddesses or spirits, depending on how you see this. So kirtan, I went to a kirtan chanting circle with Palmistry Anastasia in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and I just started chanting the harmonies. I just started chanting with her. I was like that little kid in the candy stores, like, what is this? Like, I've never experienced this. What is this? That was like 12 years ago. And actually started chanting with her on a regular basis. And we made an album in 2015 that was actually nominated for Spiritual Artist of the Year in the Western Canadian Music Awards in 2016. And it just really expanded from there. My desire to teach, to give workshops, to mentor, to create a certification for voice activation, it just rippled into a business on its own. So in 2020, I would say that's when I really started removing work and opportunities and also connections that were no longer in alignment with my highest path, and really connect deeper to the voice. And interestingly speaking, now I'm like in this breathwork certification and really focused on my own practice. And like I've been getting downloads about back to the basics, back to the basics. And I just like this morning before the interview, I created a workshop that I'm offering for free next week. So little plug here. Back to the basics, back to the innate medicines, the wisdom that we have within
Mhm.
ourselves, and like really go back to the breath, the voice, and listening to the body's wisdom is like basically the core of the workshop. And it's free, and it'll be online and on Zoom as well. And like just like really um really like motivated to share this with others so they
Yeah.
really understand how important connecting to the body's wisdom, to the voice, to the innate medicines that we have from birth, that have been passed on, right? From our soul's path, like from a life to the other. Um,
Mhm.
and like, yeah, the remembering, basically. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, definitely breathwork's so powerful. I know for myself, both receiving and practicing it, it's just been so giving and so connecting into the deeper somatic healing and releasing a lot of things that just no longer serve us, right?
Mhm.
And so, how do you maybe connect the two? Because I think maybe people are more familiar with breath work than voice activation. How do you connect the two? How do you uh, understand where the relationship is there? And for people that are new to voice activation, for example.
Well, breath and voice are two basic tools for stimulation of the vagus nerve, right? This is
Hmm.
the major nerve into the whole body system, the nervous system, which is a big one, um, the endocrine system, like any system, the digestive system. So there's like so many benefits to use breath and voice. Like these are like amazing medicines on their own that we have. And we often go to the external help, right? The external frequencies, the external, um, like the crystal bowls, the tuning forks, the high frequency music. But ultimately, we don't need any of that. I mean,
Hmm.
don't get me wrong. They're amazing and they can get us on journeys like no other. Um, but there's something really like the connection with the breath and the voice. um it's basically our ancient wisdom that hasn't been open most of the time. And how voice activation works is that like even humming, like making sound, a sound has, even breath has a vibration because it's a sound, right? It's just very subtle. But the voice has frequencies, and when we really experience those frequencies, when we really play, because it is a giant playground here that we're talking about, that we go through the chakra system, right? Every mantra syllable has a connection to an energy body. So breath is wonderful for so many things, like very similar to like even like clearing the cells and the DNA, right? Like it's like to that cellular level. It's so powerful. But voice has that added frequencies that we can play with, that we can utilize to really tap and then find that signature note, like that power that we have inside of us. Like I'm sure all of you have at some point sang, maybe not all of you. Some people really struggle with with trauma with voice, right? Like they were told to
Hmm.
be quiet, they were told to be silenced, they were unheard, they didn't feel heard. But most people have experienced voice and singing even in the shower when we're driving to work. That note that's just like woo, that like just like goes higher than all the other was like woo, did I just, well, this is close or even possibly the innate signature note that really connects to our Shakti, to our energy, to our vortex of power that we have inside of us. Stop me whenever you want, Melanie, because I can talk about this
No,
forever.
I love
This
it.
is
I'm finding it
this is my
fascinating.
passion and this is what I teach about. And like I
Yeah.
have this beautiful certification that I offer that's called the Magic of Voice that has 24 modules, and we understand like the first, I think one of the first modules is the nervous system, understanding why using voice can change everything. Of course, consistency, like
Mm-hmm.
anything else. uh, that's when we see results. But like it can, like I have clients where who told me that their thyroid gland functioned better after their chanting practice over many months, right? Like not just once in the
Yes.
blue moon. That they didn't need their medication anymore because they
Wow.
were able, and like Stuart Pearce, which is someone who works with voice, he's made this beautiful book called The Alchemy of Voice that I invite you to listen or read, depending what you like. Has like so many, like hundreds of testimonies of clients that have
Mm,
worked with him that have changed their condition, their like disease, right? Like
mm,
because when we have stagnant energy, we know the body gets more acidic, the body is prone to more disease. And when we use breath work and voice, which go hand in hand, um, we can clear that on a cellular level, on like the ancestral DNAs, like whatever
mm,
genetic condition it can be reversed. And
mm,
it's not just the power of the mind, it's the power of the practice, right? And the two together combined can, we know people have healed themselves. So what else is
mm.
possible, right?
That's so beautiful. So, what do you say to people that are saying, "Oh, my voice is terrible. I can't do this." Like, you must hear a lot of that. People are like, "Oh, why would I do a voice?
I hear
You know,
more, I
it's
can't use
difficult."
my voice. I hear more, I can't use my
Oh,
voice
okay.
because it's something like, well, clients do start to hum, do start
Right.
to tone, right? The toning, like the notes. Um, and with time, they do start to sing. And what do I tell them? Well, it's reversible. It's trauma that we need to clear. I hold space with love and devotion, which is the bhakti yoga, right? Like the yoga of chanting of devotion, but it's also like such a wonderful practice for opening up the heart. So it's all going
Mm,
back to the basics again, which is love, compassion, and forgiveness and acceptance. And I think that when we start to the core of the healing, we can uncover, we can move mountains, right? We can uncover some pretty deep powers that we have within ourselves.
that's beautiful. And a
And it
question
is
I like to ask everyone is, how do you choose conscious love every day? So, what does that mean to you?
it's a practice, it's an
Mm,
intention for sure. We can all wake up um, crusty and grouchy and we can all complain about the weather too. My son
hmm.
reminded me lately, Mom, you complain about the weather. You complain a lot. Shoot, right? It's an intention. But we're all human, you know? It's
Hmm.
also recognizing whatever feeling we feel. It's not about faking it. It's about truly living it, feeling it. I think this is the conscious love. It's about the basics that I obey by with my own practice, which is love, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness. And deepening these practices is about being conscious of our path forward, the actions, the intentions, and who we spend time with, what we eat, what we listen, what we watch, what we read. Um, yeah, it's a path of intention. I think this is what conscious love is, a path of intentional steps into creating that beautiful awareness and deepening the love to self, which leads to rippling into the our peripherals and yeah, and everything around us, right?
Well, that's beautiful. Yeah. And as you said, you have a few events coming up, you have a few courses available. So, I'm going to invite you to put all of those in the comments below, and so that people can visit your profile, visit your links, get some information. I think that that would be really wonderful. Any last thoughts or anything before we wrap up today?
Well, if anybody's feeling a little stuck, you know, you can always use your voice. You can always go to nature and hum and breathe deeply and just ground yourself because that's really what our bodies need. especially when the energies are intense or we're in a place in a room where we don't necessarily want to be. How can we shield ourselves with love and golden creator's light, right? Like that golden light of protection that we can have. We can use our voice and we can use our breath and intention,
Mhm.
right? So to anyone struggling with this right now, just get back to the basics. Get back to those beautiful innate medicines that we have.
That's so beautiful, Malika. It was such a pleasure to have you today. And thank you, everyone, for watching. I know you'll benefit a lot from knowing Malika and enjoying her in your life. So make sure to connect and make sure to learn and grow with her. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Melanie. Thanks for having me, everyone.